Hey guys, JRS Kick One here. Just going to do a little, not really a rabbit update. I was going to do a little bit of. It's been 10 years since I did YouTube, and was going to do a little like then and now on how I feel about rabbits for a meat source. If you watch my original videos, you know how much I've always loved them. But now it's been 10 years, and we've grown different directions. I'm going to try to show you some of the rabbits as I talk. If I can do two things at once, which I cannot guarantee. But these are going to be, you'll look at the other videos, but these are going to be my Tri-New Zealands that I've raised. And then some other foo-foo rabbits. But the main one I raised is the Tri-New Zealands. But after 10 years, what do I think? And do I think it would be a great startup rabbit for a young family that is seeing what's going on right now, and they're trying to figure out what would be a great dual purpose, one that kids can enjoy, and two, that would be beneficial to the freezer. And I would definitely say rabbit, even after all these years. They're easy. They don't take up much space. In most places, they're considered a pet. And so, unlike a chicken or a duck, you won't have the neighborhood watch people coming after you. You may have a limit that you can have. Most places, it's like 20, 25. And so, actually, you laugh, but once you start having babies, that you will get close to that pretty quick. You'll have to like pay attention. These are mine. Two young tri-bucks I kept. Move back, come on. So that you may have to worry about that, but they are considered a pet in most places, and so it's the easiest animal to raise for food, and they're fun too. And all you would need, and let's show you this cage because I'm gonna do a circle real quick, and excuse the mess on top because all the boxes aren't being used right now. It's too hot. This is the worst time of year for rabbits, is in the summer. This last month has just been trying to keep them alive. But you do not have to have near this amount of rabbits. That makes some of y'all just get like worried. But all you would need to start out, and you need a couple more than this, but this is my butt cage. It's a four hole cage, and that just means that it has 4 holes. It's one cage, but it has 4 holes in it. And this is one of my bucks, because I don't want them around the does, because if they're touching a doe, they'll usually pee on everything. It's just annoying. But that's all you would need for a backyard or a little shed. They do pee and they do poop, and there's nothing nice about that. The fertilizer, I'm standing on about 2 foot, and this will all go into the orchard and the garden, and it makes dandy fertilizer. It'll make peach trees grow 2 or 3 times regular what they would regularly grow. Stop it, chicken. But this is all you would need. And so you could start out with 1 buck, put a little divider between it, or let's say you kept your buck somewhere else, because the bucks, in my opinion, are always going to be the most friendly. They're the friendliest rabbit ever. They just love attention, okay? And so you could put them, let's say, in a kid-friendly place. Maybe one of those off-ground little hutches where the kids can play with them or let them bounce around on the ground, whatever. And then you would have 2 does or 3. 2 to 3 does is all you're going to want to start out with. Don't overdo it. You'll burn yourself out before you even start. Okay, and then you'll always need an empty cage, 1 or 2 empty cages, but you'll need one or the other. And for that reason, it will be for the babies when you wean the babies. Okay, and you're like, well, I have kids. I don't know if that would ever happen. Okay, well, this is how it works. Mama one has babies. The kids can play with them, but they know you're not going to keep them. But you let them play with them, okay? At 6 to 8 weeks, depending on when you're going to breed her back, you'll take them out. I do 6 weeks old on babies, so they don't draw her down too much. So we'll just do what I do. 6 weeks old, I move them over to this cage, okay? And they still get all the food and water they want, totally fed and everything. And the kids will still play with them a little bit, okay? They're still kind of cute. If you haven't messed with them that much, they're going to start getting wild. And that's the way you want them, especially with kids, because you want them to go, their brain to go, oh, I don't like them anymore. I like the mom and daddies better, okay? Because remember, they have the buck in a cage somewhere that they can pet, and he loves them, okay? And then on week 12, 11, 12, depending on how many you have and if you need to do it at 1 setting or 2, while the kids, if you're homeschooled, while the kids go on a shopping trip with mama, Or if they go to school, when they're at school, daddy takes them all to freezer camp. I would say that they don't need to totally disappear, because you're 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 skipping a step with them. If they go straight from the cage to in the freezer and get eaten and the kids don't know, then as they get older, in my opinion, they may resent you, because then that's how all those stories get told. I had a pet rabbit growing up and my dad killed it. And so I don't agree with the total. What I agree with is when they get home from school or from the grocery store, all the freezer camp bunnies are skint and in an ice chest of water. Okay? That way, before they left, they never saw the bunnies, but when they register the bunnies again, they are in meat form. And they will get upset and they may cry depending on the sensitivity of your child. But that needs to happen. They need to start getting callous to life and of producing your own meat. Because as they get older, they will either harden into the life that we live as Americans that has been lost from us going to McDonald's, or they will soften and become I will eat chicken nuggets, but you butchering a rabbit is wrong because it has feelings. You have to train them gradually. I am so 100% against you making a 7-year-old hit a rabbit on the head and butcher it out. No, I'm not. And you say, oh, well, they like it. Well, when they become 11, 12, 13, they will totally change on you. Or some will. Some guys, kids I've had out here with their families, they're just hardcore. I mean, they could cross the Rocky Mountains. It is hilarious. But others, they're doing it because you ask them to, and at a young age they can do that. But as they grow up and go to school or around other people, they twist their mind almost to the point of them saying that you made me do that when I was a young person and I had no choice, if that makes sense. So that's why I don't believe in them doing all of it until they're probably 12 or 13 and being old enough to make that decision for themselves. I have an older son that he doesn't do it. He has no desire. My daughter and my younger son, they'll do it if I ask. None of them care for the killing part, and that's fine. They know how to do it, and if they ever need to do it, they know how. But that was a long rabbit trail. If you have a family, how to handle that. But back to the basis of this, a cage that big, if a doe raises 3 litters a year, 4 litters a year, let's say 6 per litter, she may have more, she may have less. She needs to have that or more, otherwise replace her with another one. That's litters of 2 or 3, unless it's hot summer, they should have more than that, okay? But let's say she has 6, and she has 3 litters a year. So 6 times 3 is 18, and then they're usually about 2 to 2.5 pounds of meat. So let's round up to 20. 6 times 18 times 2, 2.5 pounds of meat. So we'll do 2 pounds of meat. So that would be like 36, and then if you do the half, let's say around 40 pounds of meat, okay, per litter of 6. And so that would be 120 pounds of viable meat per doe per year for your family. Now, disclaimer, because everybody, the first thing they say is, oh, you can't live on rabbit meat alone, blah, blah, blah. No, you can't, but we're never saying that. And I don't know why these people jump on that train to begin with. I'm not telling you not to have rice, beans, other staples, have a small garden. I'm not ever saying that. That's why you use the rabbit manure. I'm saying that rabbit as a meat source, as a protein, is going to be the easiest for your family, the easiest to keep in a urban environment, the funnest. I mean, I hear stories of people with mean rabbits. I've never had a mean rabbit. If a rabbit bucks at me or tries to bite me, it goes to freezer camp. I have a lot of kids out here looking at the bunnies, and I can't afford them getting bit by one and being scarred for life. So all my bunnies, their sons here. Let me see here. These are going to be the most skittish of the ones I have. These young ones, just because I haven't messed with them. Hey, mama. Hey, mama. Oh, yeah. But none of them would ever come at me or anything. Even with babies, I don't put up with that. There's no excuse for that. Here's my young red buck from PJ. He'll be the daddy of some of the. Quit, Bubba. He'll be the daddy of some of the generations coming. He's just a young boy, but looking forward to him. Yeah. But that's the main thing I want. After 10 years, I still stand behind rabbits. Here's a litter right here. I gotta feed them because I saw earlier they were out of feed. Excuse it. Don't let me make you dizzy. I know, starving Marvins. Oh, it's hard being babies. Oh, but here's a litter of 5. 2 of them are already gone. She had 7. These are at about 8 weeks old. So before butcher wise, they would still need another 4 weeks. They're not going to be as big in the summer. Another reason not to breed for the summer is babies just don't get as big in the summer. They're having to compete with the heat. Rabbits can't sweat good. And so they are having to just work a lot harder in the summer. It's like having a jacket on at all times. And so I don't breed, and I don't agree with anything in the summertime. But that was just a little update after 10 years. I hope it helps somebody, and I would recommend in raising rabbits for meat. I do some videos in the past of butchering and everything, but if y'all want an updated video of that and how all that is done, just let me know. If you'll like and subscribe, I'd love it. It helps more people see it. But main thing is just for you to have the information to plan for the future for your family. And y'all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.